It Chapter 2 is inching closer and closer to us, and especially with San Diego Comic-Con happening this weekend, we know Warner Brothers is attached to be there, and they're certainly going to show some sort of footage. Luckily, they knew us fans who can't attend are also excited for It Chapter 2, so they are gonna release the trailer tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You damn sure well know I'll be doing a trailer breakdown, or at least giving you my thoughts on that second trailer. So make sure you leave a like if you're excited for that trailer, and give me any theories or things you want to see in this new trailer. But today what we're gonna be talking about is rounding up all the information, just really prepare us to what we're about to see in this second trailer. A lot of stuff has been coming out, it's all just been minor, but I've decided to finally gather it all up and deliver it to here for you in a video. I'm going to be showing you new photos, new details, the big box office bang this movie's going to make that could lead to a third It movie that the directors have talked about what they might do with it, and more. So make sure you're subscribed, guys. We talk everything and anything movies here, but let's just get right into it with these new photos. It's just really honestly the Losers Club. Like in this first photo here, we have them preparing to go back into the house that gave them nightmares the first time around. We can already see some of them have suffered some battle damage. Like Mike's character here, if you look at his arm, he's definitely had some sort of scuffle with Pennywise. We've seen hints of that in the previous trailer, but we also know in this incarnation they're making him a bit of an addict, so maybe this is a way he covers up those scars of him taking his hallucinatic trips trying to defeat Pennywise. Out of all these photos though, I'm just excited for Bill Hader, because look at all these guys preparing, listening to James McAvoy's speech, just hands in his pocket like, gotta defeat this clown now because I'm gonna make it in time for supper tonight. Continuing on with just some more altercations here. Either Pennywise has just popped out, or they've witnessed one of their friends is now gone. They all look pretty shocked to me, but if you look at Ben, he's definitely got some red on his shirt there, either coming out of his own body or from him just recently holding one of his friends as they were passing on to the next realm. A photo here of the kids in the Losers Club. Thankfully, they are being brought back into this movie. We have some more details of how they're going to play a role into this film, and they're just standing there taking orders from their great director, Andy Muschietti. But the final photo we have here is Bill Hader and James McAvoy, and I think that's Mike's character in the background. Kind of hard to tell. It would really suck if these are the last three remaining members of the Losers Club that go up against Pennywise in his full spider form, if they do a spider form in this movie. But again, it looks like these two are unharmed, not a scratch, not a dent. Still looking pretty good for rummaging in the sewer, so it'll be curious to see which one of them will make it out of this movie, because even though some of these characters survive by the end of Stephen King's book, does not mean they'll survive at the end of this movie, and vice versa. If someone has perished in the book, doesn't mean they're going to perish in the movie. Now, getting to the actual details that came out of this issue from Entertainment Weekly, how the younger cast is incorporated into this movie, James McAvoy says, instead of us just standing around going, oh, I remember that time, we get to show it to the audience. This is great, because that would be real sad if we had to say goodbye to the cast that the audience across the world fell in love with, and actually in a weird way, this movie resembles the structure of the book in that it goes back and forth. Now, if you don't know, in the book, it is like that. It's not so much a linear story like the old movie or this current movie, where the first half is all the kids and then the second half is all adults. It cuts in between from kids to adults, and the point of views being told non-linear. So it's kind of cool that we will get a bunch of scenes of these little kids running around. I absolutely love them. I can't imagine it's too much of it, because we do have to focus on the older cast here. But from previous interviews, they also mentioned that flashbacks are the key to how to defeat Pennywise in the future. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays. But my favorite comment that they mentioned here about Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise is that this time around, he does not have a smile on his face. He's scarier and he's angrier, says the actor, Bill Skarsgård, who plays the clown. There's a couple of very brutal things in this film, and I absolutely love that they're mentioning this, because Pennywise lost once to these kids. And a lot of that could have been just because he was goofing around with them, playing with his toys, because we all know, he says it in the movie, flesh tastes better when it's scared. So that's why he would toy with them or do all these things. This time he's more concerned with not being beaten by the Losers Club, so he's just gonna go after them nosediving, not really toying all that much, like with what we see with Wrinkly Granny walking around. So I'm super interested to see how Pennywise is gonna go after some of these members. This movie is full R, so you know they're gonna be doing something very brutal. Jumping on to the next topic here about the movie, we are gonna talk about how the box office trackings for It Chapter 2 is set to have a record hitting for a movie of this kind, saying that it's gonna hit upwards of $150 million its first weekend. The current record holder is the first Deadpool movie at $132.4 million. And I know some of you guys don't care about box office trackings and those are just numbers. I'm gonna see the movie either way. But if this becomes the highest grossing R film, they're definitely gonna try and milk this into doing more sequels. And hey, that's just good news for us if you want some Pennywise in your life. And I know some people get antsy and pissy and go like, what? No, there's one book. You can divide that into 2 movies. Other than that, there's no other book, so you can't keep making Pennywise movies. And while I understand that, especially for the Stephen King purists out there, but the director has already mentioned if they were to do anything and continue the Pennywise story, instead of it being a sequel like a lot of us predicted or like I wanted, where the kids of the Losers Club, their kids are continually haunted by Pennywise in the future as revenge for what their parents or grandparents did to them 23 years ago. Instead, we would get a prequel in sort of Pilgrim times of Pennywise first arriving and encountering humans and why this alien shape decided to take the form of a clown. We even get subtle hints of something like that in the trailer, where we see Pennywise has been around for a long time in that circus. And it would be awesome if we got a prequel like this. Heck, you could even bring back some of the actors from It Chapter 2. Even if they're victims of Pennywise in this movie, you can just say they look exactly like their ancestors and bring them into the prequel. I just don't think if this movie sets a record, Warner Brothers is gonna be like, all right, record-setting franchise? We're done here, what's next? They're gonna want to make another, and you know we'd go and buy tickets for it. And last thing here I'll mention, there is a reason I have my Pops here on the table. Recently got super addicted to these things. I need to stop because my wallet is hurting. But just like when the first It movie came out, there were Pops that resembled moments from this movie. Every single one of the Pops released had something to do with a moment in the movie. And now we're coming around the time that the second movie is coming out, and we're getting to see new Pops that, if we continue the trend of believing that every Pop here is something Pennywise will do in the movie, basically here's a sneak peek of some things Pennywise will be doing in It Chapter 2. And like I said, all the previous Pops were things that Pennywise did in the past movie, but just in case they decided to make random Pops that have nothing to do with the film, I'm sorry about that, but I still think it's kind of cool to look at. The ones that catch my attention more are obviously this Pennywise with a really long tongue looking like Kiss. You know that's gonna be a CGI heavy moment in the movie if they actually do that, but I think that'll be kind of cool, especially to see who he's scaring with that face. Also worth noting, the name of this Pop is Pennywise Funhouse, and we know there's a certain part in this movie that takes place in a carnival location, so this could be one of the characters trapped in the fun house where Pennywise pops out and does his little kiss tongue. Another Pop we see here of Pennywise holding the I Love Dairy balloon. We know Pennywise loves his red balloons, but the 3 that are more specific into a scene in the movie, if they happen, is one of Pennywise here holding a skateboard all covered in red, with the skateboard reading, "Won't be there for him either." Now, if you're familiar with the characters of It Chapter 2, there's only one character that has a stutter, and that's Bill, James McAvoy's character. So this is most likely a scene in the movie where Pennywise is taunting Bill with his stutter and warning him that he won't be able to protect one of his friends. We also have one here of Pennywise holding a hat that says I Love Dairy. With this and the red balloon of I Love Dairy, it feels like Pennywise is going to be attacking someone at a tourist location. It might be where that concert is in the trailer, with Bill Hader's character looking up at Pennywise floating with the balloons. And then of course the one I'm definitely gonna get, if anyone even cares about me saying that, Pennywise here holding a knife. And come to think about it, knowing that Pennywise is an evil clown, I don't think we've ever seen him wield a knife like a slasher and go after people, so that's gonna be pretty fun to see if he decides to pick up a knife and taunt somebody with it. But anyways guys, that's just all the information I could round up to prepare us for the trailer tomorrow. Are you super excited for it? And hey, if you're in the future and already saw the trailer, was it awesome? Was it everything we wanted it to be? Anything and everything, go ahead and leave your thoughts down below. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.